Hello everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another Trinity Stamps video. Today we're going to be making some simple Christmas tags. Let's talk about what we're using first. I have this wonderful stamp set called the Insider Sentiment Christmas. There's also a matching die that goes along with it. We're not going to be using that die in particular. We're going to be using a different one, but this is such a great set. I'm going to use it on my tags. Even though it's for inside of cards, I think it can go really well on the outside of tags. Now, this is the die we're going to be using. This is the Insider Sentiment Valentine die that goes with the Insider Sentiment Valentine Sentiments, which is also a wonderful set. But I just love these speech bubbles. They're fantastic, so we're going to use those together. Love mixing and matching. We're also going to be using the Slimline tags because, well, we're making some Christmas tags. And then we're going to be using these ruby sparkle spots. I've been kind of obsessed with those lately. And then I'm just bringing in some holiday pattern paper. Anything you have will work, but that's what I'm going to be using because I wanted some fun festive colors. And we're also going to be using the Santa mug. I want to use the little gingerbread man from there. So we've got those dies, but this is a great set as well. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Like I said, we're making some simple Christmas tags. And so I've gone ahead and I die cut out my tag. This is the third largest one. You'll notice the back of mine, since it's pattern paper, is just a dark green. If yours still has a pattern on it, you may want to cut out another piece and attach it to it so that you have some place to write. But I love the beveled edge to these slimline tags. It's just fabulous. And I actually ended up making a few more tags for sure because, you know, you always need Christmas tags. I did die cut out the reinforcer as well. And then I went ahead and die cut out the pieces to make my little gingerbread man. So I've got a lighter piece of cardstock for his background, a darker one for the gingerbread pieces, and then I'm using my tidy tray to hold the rest of the pieces that are going to give our little gingerbread man his face and some of his decorations. So grab some glue. I'm using this glue, which works really well for detail, and also it dries clear. That's something you're going to want, just in case you get a little too much glue. And then grab your pickup stick. This is a vital tool of mine. If you don't have one, I highly, highly, highly recommend one. It grabs those tiny little pieces that you're, needing sometimes when you're using die cuts or even your embellishments. It's just fabulous, and it has two sides to it. The one is that waxy tip, which can hold the stuff, and then the other side is more of a poker part, and that's pretty useful as well. I'm going to add the little dots for his buttons, and then I'll grab those pieces out of our tidy tray. The reason I like this tidy tray is that it has sides that are up a little bit higher. I have a tendency to knock my things around pretty frequently, and so I've noticed with this tidy tray, it's less likely to spill as it is with some of my other containers that I use sometimes to hold embellishments or whatnot. But yeah, because I'm pretty clumsy, that's for sure. All right, so now we're going to add little dots of glue so that we can add his little squiggles to his arms and his legs, and he's coming together quite nicely. But there are 4 pieces in there for that, and they're just so cute. Once this little guy is all done, he's just adorable, and I love how quickly he comes together. And you'll notice I'm doing this entire video on regular speed. I know that's not typical for me, but I figured since this one was so simple and it came together so quickly, we would just keep everything at regular speed. I just think he's darling. And he goes so well with the little Santa mug coffee cup, so he's cute. All right, now that all of his little pieces are on him, we're going to attach him down to his shadow piece. It makes it look like it's almost a sugar cookie, which I think is super cute. And we'll just use our glue on the back of him to put him down. And then after we get him attached, we're going to want to think about our sentiments. And there's a couple different ways to do your sentiments. I went ahead and I die cut out my speech bubble first. You could do it opposite. You could stamp and then use your speech bubble, but I found it was just as simple for me to die cut out my speech bubble and then stamp on the top of that. I'm going to use some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. It's a nice crisp black ink. So we're just stamping that down on there. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. And I just, grabbed in different speech bubbles for the different sentiments that I decided to use. I do like that these speech bubbles also have little frames. And so I decided to use the little frame, and that one I die cut out of some of the pattern paper that I had out, just using some of those scraps. So I'll use my reverse tweezers. That's another tool that's super vital in my craft room, are those reverse tweezers. And then I can just put little dots of glue around my frame and stick that down. And it really, I mean, you could skip that step, but it really just adds a little something extra to your sentiment. Once that is on there, I'm going to add my tag reinforcer as well, still using those reverse tweezers. And then once we get that, we can attach down our little gingerbread man and his sentiment. Now, you could easily just use glue to do that, but since these are fairly simple tags, I'm going to use some foam tape on the back of those. So I'll put some on the back of both my sentiment and my gingerbread man. And then we'll peel off that release paper after we kind of find out where everything's going to go. And then we can attach our little guy down. And same thing with our sentiment, peel off that release paper and put that down next to him. So it makes it look like he's saying it. So cute. And it's okay if things go off the side of the tag. Since it doesn't need to fit in an envelope, it's okay. I did want to embellish because I felt like it just needed a little something in the bottom of that right-hand corner. So I'm going to bring in those ruby sparkle spots. I'll put those back inside my tidy tray. And I think I'm going to use just the big ones. So there are several sizes in here. I think there's about 3 or 4 sizes. Probably, I think it's just 3 actually. But I'm going to use 3 big ones. And we'll just attach that down using our pickup stick and our liquid glue. And of course, since there is a hole on our tag, we are going to add some twine. So I've got some of this like red sparkle twine, had that in my stash. I'm going to just fold that in half. I just cut a size. I don't think I measured it, but I'm going to fold that in half, stick that through my circle, and then add that, make it into a little knot, and then add a little knot at the end. And then that's our little tag. So simple. So cute with that pattern paper, super fun. And I did make more. So I have a whole little family of gingerbread men with their different sentiments and their cute little tags. Oh, I love how these turned out. If you like how these turned out, please be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And be sure to check out all that Trinity Stamps has going on over on their blog, Facebook page, and Instagram for more crafty inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.